150 different people were there. It's always nice because it's nice to look at the Jewish Supreme Court justices and different members of the Senate and to see different people. And so Esther and I decided it's just a nice thing to do. Then we found out that the invited entertainment for the day were the Maccabees of Yeshiva University. So it really elevated the program, but a few thoughts about that. First of all, they were great. They were great. As they were performing in the East Room of the White House, I thought about my father, who was born in 1901, almost died in a pogrom in Vilna, and his grandson and his friends played the White House a generation and a half later. I was proud of our boys as they sang sacred melodies in the East Room. They spent some time with the President of the United States. After the program was over, they faced east under the portrait, the Gilbert Stuart portrait of George Washington, and they participated in a minyan from Mincha in the East Room of the White House. And you tell me how it gets better than that in terms of what we wish for our children, to be able to care for this great nation, to be proud of it, to take ownership of it, to remember who they are. What's so special? They represent what we want, the aspiration for our children to be whole and wholesome, to model decency and values, to take life seriously but not themselves seriously, to fashion lives of beauteous harmonies, and to get to the White House. What Jewish parent doesn't want that for their children? This is all so much why we treasure and celebrate Howard and Linda Zak. And it really is. They represent the best in us, and they bring out the best in us. I needn't tell you about them, but I will. A couple who you feel good with when you feel like you are their friend. Decency, warmth, caring. By the way, not just from Columbus. I know the stage that they play on in conferences and different roles they play throughout the world and how splendid it all is. The rabbin, it's not their profession, it's their personality, it's their passion. The desire to be part of something that's elevated is not just the Jewish life, it's the Zak life. Rabbi Zak, you know, has served as president of the Columbus Board of Rabbis and different committees and the Wexner Graduate Fellows Program, Columbus Torah Academy, Yeshiva University, the RCA, the Orthodox Union, did I miss anything? The Executive Committee of the Rabbinical Cabinet of the Federations of North America. But as we are all people, as we said, of history and destiny, they didn't come from nowhere. They came from Sidney and Margot Zak, who are present, Mr. and Mrs. Zak. And they also came from Milton Vlasky, Zichrono Livracha, and Gloria Vlasky, Yibaldei L'chaim. And all four of them, no doubt, know from their respective places that they did what they had to do with our history to be able to point their children to their proper destiny. And Howard and Linda learned as well, because they have Eitana, and they have Shifra, and they have Meira, all of whom are proud now alumni of Stern College for Women of Yeshiva University, steeped in the ways of Torah, instilled with the love for and dedication to this wonderful community. They've been forces in this community well beyond the walls of this synagogue. They know this is our family. They know that we live in challenging times, and they know that in a culture that is all about the moment, we are about a culture that's timeless. They live this story. Please God, for many years they'll continue to live it with you and make it lustrous with you. So we're here tonight to ennoble you and enable you. Let's look to the future with reality and resolve. Columbus is a special place. Together, we'll make it more and more special. So let us not, in these hard times, think that we have to adjust to a new normal. Let's decide that it's time to reach for a new horizon, because that's what the Jewish people do, and it's what we need to do. So let me close by telling you one of my favorite stories, which no doubt the same people who were nodding before at Morris and Sadie will nod at this one too. But at the beginning of all time, God created many creatures. One of them was very unhappy with the Lord's handiwork. It was a small, clumsy creature with a round, furry body, 2 spindly legs, a head with no teeth. And this creature looked around at the world and looked up to God and said, Ribono shel olam, why did you create me into this world of predators where I will surely die? The elephant has his bulk, the lion his strength, the gazelle is sleek, the fox has its wits, the porcupine its spine. Its spines, I have nothing. I will be consumed. Why did you create me? The Lord said to the creature, creature, find a place. Sleep now. In the morning, it will be different. So the creature looked around, found a rock, and kind of shivered in a cleft of this rock through a kind of sleepless night, but awoke in the morning, took a few steps, and let out a groan. For now it found that in addition to all it also had 2 lumps on its back. So again it cried out to the Lord and said, Ribbon Shalom, I complained to you yesterday. I said I couldn't manage. I said I would die. I said I would be consumed. And you said you would make a difference. And look what you did. You've now burdened me still further with these 2 clumsy lumps on my back. And the Lord looked down, Kavayochel, and smiled at his creature and said, foolish bird, you have wings. You can fly. Our mission, our sacred opportunity is to recognize those wings, to teach our children to spread those wings, to use those wings, to fly, to soar to the heights, and in so doing, create a better and more beauteous world. Mazel tov, thank you very much.